Hey everyone, today is May 2nd, 2025. It's been raining a lot. We've had multiple days this week, wall-to-wall rain. These roads are getting kind of soft, but it's not as bad as mud season. Mud season's just about over. That means the ground is no longer frozen in most spots. The spots where you see snow, it's still probably frozen. This year's being a little bit warmer than usual. Oftentimes we'll have moderate snow into late May. This year, most of it's gone. It's a bit muddy, but the roads are in fairly good shape. It's a pretty chilly day. We had much warmer weather last week. Right now it's only 37 degrees and it's not going to get much warmer. It's already 3 in the afternoon. It's about 3 degrees Celsius right now, and it's gonna be below freezing tonight. Ooh, look at all this mud right here. Look at all that mud. Well, today we're coming out deep into the wilderness because we're gonna go camping. Whoa! Don't wanna get stuck in these areas. We're gonna go camping somewhere out here during mud season. I don't typically like to do that, but we're gonna find somewhere dry. Maybe under a bridge, maybe somewhere not muddy, like on top of grass. Somewhere to set our tent up. We're in search of that. Going way, way out here on this road. No one's using this road this time of year. The roads are in too poor of condition to support 200,000-pound log trucks. Even the lighter trucks that are 80,000 pounds, they don't want to use those. It's not efficient enough, so they're gonna wait until June when the mud all dries out. You see all these logs right here? That's waiting until June to get picked up by the trucks because the trucks are too heavy for these soft roads. That's sketchy. Look at that. That fairly big tree is being held up by all those little ones right there. Because the drainage ditches aren't really functioning. But they're really, really fun to drive through these puddles. This is going to be a fun puddle right here. As soon as I got out, I realized, look what's up there. I didn't even see that. We're gonna try to move that, honestly. I'm gonna drag it off to the side so we can at least get by it. Yeah. Let's hook up to it. I did not expect that to snap. I've done that to a lot of trees and it usually doesn't do that. I expected to move the whole thing. I got a handsaw. We're gonna trim the rest of it. It's not even worth pulling the rest of it because it's so small, the branches. All right. Got it out of the way enough to get by. When they repair the road in like a month, they'll push the rest of that out of the way. I just wanted to be able to get through it. Right, this mud looks pretty bad. We got the clearance, hopefully. Yep, we got the clearance. And the mud's really not that bad. That was actually pretty solid despite how that looked. We got some water coming up. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, there's just not a culvert right here. So this part of the road, they were doing logging over the winter. We drove by already a bunch of giant piles of logs that they left here. It's because the roads got too muddy. You might notice that in the road, you can faintly see double tire marks from the tractor trailers. They had to give up when it started getting muddy, but they'll be back out to get everything when mud season's over. All right, look what we got here. When the roads are muddy, they put logs in the road and they cover it up with dirt, but sometimes the frost will pull those things up and it feels like you're running over railroad ties. Look at that, it's even snowing right now for a little bit. That's pretty cool. It's still snowing and we gotta move a tree out of the road. Look at this, everyone! It's snowing! That's one of the joys of being up north. A May snowstorm. I don't think it's going to accumulate though. They've been doing a lot of logging operations out here over the winter. Loggers actually prefer the winter because the ground is frozen and they don't have to worry about machines getting stuck in the mud. This mud is a bit slick. Sometimes mud can be just as slippery as ice. And we got a long way to go out there. So just to put into perspective how bad these roads really are, look at this. Took me, oh come on, get out of that. It took me over 9 hours to go 211 miles on these type of roads. Yeah, these roads are not great. It's not great. We've been having to drive pretty slow today with these muddy conditions. The roads are very, very slippery. Can you see it? Can you see it? A moose just ran out of the road. Maybe you can see it over here. I think we lost it. What does everyone think of this thing? Is there enough room to sleep in there? That's kind of cool. What do you think it's for? I think it's pieces of a bridge and they just stacked it like that for now. We're gonna think about that as a possible awesome place to go camping. What does everyone think? Can my one-man tent fit in this structure? It's fairly dry in there, and it's been pouring non-stop for 2 days now. At first driving by this, I was thinking that this is what they use for their temporary bridge foundations out here. But what about the top and bottom pieces? What is this thing exactly supposed to be? I don't think it's permanently staying here. I think it's just thrown here for a project when mud season's over. So, I do think I could sleep in here. I think I have enough space to lay down. I think the tent's going to stick out a little bit and it's going to be awkward getting in because it goes in here the long way and you have to get in through the side of it. There's even a slight echo in here. Smells a little weird. I don't know if they put some kind of curing agent in this, but it smells a little strange in there. It kind of smells like fresh paint. But I pulled up next to it because I was also thinking, what if we built the tent on the roof? Can I easily get up there? We're gonna find out. Ooh, going on these bumpy roads, we must be leaking a little gas. I smell it. Some of these gas caps aren't the best. So no, I'm not gonna be able to get up on here easily. I could pull myself up here, but nah, maybe not sleep up on the roof. That'd be very bad escaping if a bear tried to get up there. And I'm not gonna stand there. Or maybe I could, honestly. We'd have to pull a little bit closer and make sure there's no grit on my shoes. Nah, that's not a good idea. I think we're gonna just camp on the inside of it. It's a very interesting structure. Plus, I know of in the wilderness a bunch of pretty tall, flat-topped rocks. So we could always do that again in the summertime. See, every time you're prepared with a nice jack and multiple spare tires, because we got the one under the truck too, you never get flats. You only get flats when it's extremely inconvenient. But when you're ready to just zip tires off, it's not gonna happen. Just making sure it's not losing air. I think we're just on really loose ground there. Alright, I just got us completely out of the road. I only did that because I was thinking if I wanted to get up top, I'd use that as a step, but no, we're not going to do that. You can always come back here in the summer if the thing is still here. Bring a little step ladder. It's kind of cool. I thought this thing was cool instantly when I drove by it. They even use synthetic fibers in there to hold it together, probably along with rebar. Yeah, we'll set up camp here. We still got over 3 hours of daylight, so I'll wait around, do some tidying up in the truck right now. Just want to see if this rain's gonna calm down at all. It's like half snow, half rain. It's like a mix right now. It's a very chilly day, but I like chilly camping. Maybe it's cold enough that the bear won't bother me, but I know they're out of hibernation. I know that for a fact. I've seen a few of them. All right, let's set up camp. Yeah, I think there's gonna be enough space in here. It's like sleeping in a vault. I want to sit on the dry spot. The wetness isn't going to matter because we have a little air mattress and it's waterproof. We're going to be sleeping on top of it. We can dry everything when I get home. Really doesn't matter. This time of year, there's no one out here. We had a windstorm maybe 10 days ago, I think, maybe 2 weeks. That's when these trees probably fell over that we've been having to clear out of the road today. But beyond us, there's probably more down. So if anyone was to travel this road, they're probably going to turn around themselves or they're going to have to cut up some trees. We'll go moose watching later. Let's just set this up. The moose like to come out right at dusk, but hopefully it stops raining because they like to hunker down. They don't like walking around in the rain. This is our sleeping bag. All right, how are we gonna do this with minimal stuff getting soaked? All right, we don't need the stakes. This structure is also keeping a lot of the wind out of here. We're gonna need these. Honestly, it might be more feasible to build it outside, then put it in here. A tent is waterproof, so let's build it out here. It's kind of windy out here, but we'll get it done. Oh no, the wind is being bad. No! No, no! Don't do that. No. Oh, the tent's already getting really wet. Tents are waterproof, but if you're touching it, water can get through it. I wonder if it's gonna snow more. It's gonna go below freezing tonight. You can't really look at the forecast because we're in the middle of the woods. There's no reference of any nearby town. It's always colder in the woods than they forecast because they do not monitor the weather out here. This wind is horrible. no, these ones came undone. And they're all muddy. I'm struggling. Ah! Ugh. Got it. We don't really need the rain cover, but this will keep us a little bit warmer tonight. All right. I want the door on this side, I think. It's gonna be a tight squeeze. It's barely gonna fit. This is not my smallest tent. I have a one-man tent that's even smaller. It's like half as wide. It's so tiny. But I didn't know we were gonna be here today. I was just looking for a random spot. We found something cool in the middle of nowhere. There's no one around to tell us we can't be in here. We're gonna have to make it work. All right, here's our sleeping bag. This thing's pretty cool. We're gonna do it inside so it doesn't get wet. Come on inside with me. Okay, this is a tight one. At least we have grass to walk on after being in the muddy road. So we can take these off. Try not to get the feet too wet. It's not raining too super duper hard, so I'm just gonna leave the boots on their side. Tonight when we're actually sleeping, I'll jam them back here in the corner. Ooh, I can barely fit in here. Okay, even got wet inside the tent. Cause this material, it's waterproof until you touch it. So, guess we can put our bag down there. Hopefully I'm not trapping myself for the bear. I'm just kind of cornering myself. Hopefully not. What's that? Okay, let's get this together. You can always dry everything when you get home. So, yeah, I think I have enough space. My feet can just overhang, or I like to sleep on my side. I actually sleep best on my side, so I don't really need the full space. And that's what I like about this tent. I'm 6'1", and I can spread out in this tent. The tent I'm describing that's half as big, it's literally only 6 feet wide or long, so you can't even fit the backpack in there with you. That's why I love this one. And I've used it on a lot of camps if you've been watching. I absolutely love this sleeping bag. The first time I got it, I made a stupid mistake. Always make sure the drain plug is shut, because I was trying to pump it up for over 10 minutes before I realized it was leaking. So what's cool about it is you open this up, it just allowed air into it. It's a little annoying. I wish there was a way to take it off, but it's okay. All you do is, let me show you up close. If you do it fast enough, it only can take a minute or two. So you just, and every time you push, it's going into the air mattress. You let back up, it sucks air back into here. Air mattress, full. Air mattress, but you see it likes to shut, so you just gotta put that under your palm. It's advertised as using your feet, but you know, I guess I could use my feet, but it's faster for me to use my palms. And then eventually my fist when this thing starts to pressurize. Here's a better angle. You know, tomorrow is supposed to be sunny. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow. That forecast should be accurate enough. Temperature is not really accurate because we're in very high elevation. We're like in the top corner of northwestern Maine. To put that into perspective, Maine has almost 2 million people that live here. But yet there's only 10,000 people that live in this quarter of the state. That's how extremely rural it is. You can drive literally 3 days during the off season without passing another vehicle. It is amazing. Look at this. Is it blowing up nicely? You keep doing it until it gets difficult. If you don't do it until it gets difficult, you're going to feel the hard ground. You see, it's getting a little difficult. Couple pumps with my fist. Don't want to do it too much. I don't know how much pressure this can hold. Probably a lot if a human can lay on it. Okay, that's pretty nicely pressurized. Just go ahead and shut that. And now, look at that. It's actually backwards. I'd rather have my head away from the bear if a bear does happen to come in here. That's why I like winter camping better than this spring camping. Because right now the bears are hungry. The trees haven't really produced a lot of food yet. And there's no berry bushes in bloom for another month or two. But yeah, look at that. We're doing good. It's got a nice little pillow here, so if you're backpacking, you don't need to bring a pillow. And I have a really nice pillow in the back of the truck, because I've been sleeping in the truck while I've been out here for a while. So, we'll go get that. Squeezing out of here again. So everyone, I'm going to show you. See how I gotta squeeze out of here, get my boots. My feet are a little bit damp, but it's okay. It's okay, I got a nice warm blanket. I probably should have still had my winter sleeping bag in the truck, but I've already washed it and put it away for, no, I actually washed it and hung it up in my basement to dry. I didn't put it away yet, but you know, this is different. I've never camped in a structure like that before. So now we're gonna go into the back seat and grab some of our bedding. You see, I got a whole mattress back there, if you can see that. But I got this and this. I'm probably gonna put on my hoodie, get this thing off. And we're gonna do our eating in the truck. I don't want the bear to have any reason to go near my tent. But we got bear spray. I'll keep it on me in there, and I'll keep the massive flashlight on me too. I believe I could use that to stun an animal or even a human. It's just so bright, especially in the middle of the night if you just suddenly activate the thing. So we're gonna cram this in there. Here we go. Here we go. Trying to zip it up. It's getting jammed because it's all wet. The zipper caught the tent. It keeps catching the tent. There we go. We got it shut. The rain shouldn't get in there right now. The rain's actually steady. It's kind of slowing down. I want to go moose watching tonight. Now that the rain's steady, it might pick up again. It's supposed to rain until midnight. Tomorrow's supposed to be dry, but we will see. We're gonna use some gas cans because we've been out here for a while. And I intend on being out here for maybe another week before we return back to civilization. I'm so used to being able to just, and it opens. I also am absolutely not used to, there's no gas cap. Look at this. I've never seen a vehicle with no gas cap. I don't really like it. It just looks like more things that could break, or this starts cracking and drying out and dust gets in there from the dirt roads. But, you know. All right, we're gonna fill it up. I love going so far out into the woods where you literally need to bring extra fuel to get back. Wait a second. It'll pour faster if we take this off. All right, 2 of them should do it. Fill it up. It's on half a tank now. 2 should do it. I like how this one has a handle here. The other one should. These gas cans are cheap and they don't work very great. Oh, come on. Stop that. What the heck? I know why I'm spilling it. It's literally the hatch that keeps dust out of it. It's like trying to eject this. Okay, I absolutely hate the no gas cap thing. I thought maybe it was pushing the funnel out because it was full. Nope. It really sucks. Perfect timing. It just started absolutely pouring, and there's even sleet mixed in there if you can see that dribbling down the windshield. So this is how I typically travel. You see, this is a full-size mattress. It doesn't quite fit in here great, but enough room for me to sleep. I got my bear spray. The baby wipes are so I can wash up my face and sometimes give myself a sponge bath if I'm living in the woods for over a week at a time, doing culvert inspections. That's all camera gear, lights and stuff. And right here I got that's my jacket I want to put on. Toothbrush bag, lots of garbage. I got a CB radio down there. Yeah. I got my saw down there and a bunch of numerous tools shoved under the back seat. It is raining a lot heavier now. It's not a downpour, but it's consistent heavy rain mixed with a few big snowflakes. I'm sure glad we got our tent set up and stuff. I hope it calms down a bit, because when it pours like this, you don't really see many animals out. If it stops before dusk, then we'll see some cool creatures. It's almost guaranteed, but in the rain, not really. Alrighty, everyone. I just moved the truck down the road. It just makes things a lot more scary tonight. But we're gonna go for moose watching in a little bit. We probably have another hour left of daylight. This is gonna be exciting tonight. We're gonna park way down the road, away from this thing, because if someone drives by in the middle of the night, hopefully they won't even notice me in there. We're gonna park the truck somewhere. We'll figure it out. How old do you think those trees are right there? They replant after they log. I would estimate maybe 20 years. They cut them down when they're about 40 years old. They have a pretty rough time establishing over the first 5 years, but then they start growing really fast. Back here is an example of where they don't replant, and it's arguably healthier, where you have a bunch of random things growing. See how it's not as crowded in here? Animals can actually get around. Certain trees keep their leaves through the winter when they're small, so deer don't girdle them by eating all the bark. They will provide something, at least, to satisfy the deer, because deer will strip bark off of trees, especially birch, just like a goat. Yeah, yellow birch is delicious, even to a human. If you peel it off, lick it, it tastes like root beer. It's really good. Over in the woods where they actually replanted it, it's usually very, very tight in here. But eventually, all the lower branches that get shaded out die, and it's like a tunnel sometimes. Yeah, look at this. This is like a shelter in here. You could actually set up a small tent in here. We got to do that sometime. Maybe in the summer when it's nice and dry, we'll do that. But we won't have a fire because of the dryness. A place like this would burn up really fast. It's empty. It's probably from hydraulic fluid or something when they were logging it. Oh, wow. Look at this nice big open area in here. So this is spruce tree. Look. They left a bunch of hydraulic buckets in here. Oh, look. Oil filter. This would be a good spot for camping. I should remember this exact spot. I bet you in the summer, the concrete structure won't be there because they're going to use it. I think it's for a bridge. But wow, look at this. Decent flat spot. I bet the squishy part will be dried up by summer. The ground is still frozen. That's why there's random puddles. And look, a couple random white pine trees are growing in here. And look, there's still snow. There's still snow in the shaded parts of the woods. Wow, look how dark it is in this section. Wow. Nice and mossy in here. You could set up a small tent. I've never camped in the tree farm like this, but I want to. I would love to do this in the summer. Look how dark and scary it is in here compared to outside. And there is still snow in certain parts of the woods, even in May. And look at that, lots of moose poop. Yeah, there's still snow here in these dark shaded spots. You better bring a lot of bug spray in the summer. I already got bit by a few mosquitoes last week. Just because tonight's gonna go a little below freezing doesn't mean anything. You need a deep, deep freeze to keep mosquitoes away. Yeah, there's still snow out here. It's kind of cool walking around in the tree farm. Let's go out a different way. I hear birds in here. So the reason it's healthier when they don't replant is because these sections that they replant, you see it's kind of a dead zone in here. There's moss, but you need diversity in the forest for a healthy ecosystem. And when they just clear cut and replant massive sections of the same tree, there's not really a good ecosystem going. Wow. Look at this beautiful mossy spot. It's as if it's meant for a tent. It's like a nice square patch. It's so beautiful in here. I bet if it was warmer out, once these trees start growing, it would smell amazing in here. Like an evergreen air freshener. Just like the one on my dashboard, if you notice that. Ooh, the moose hang out in here. Look at that pile of moose balls. There's a huge moose population up here. It's difficult to not see at least one a day, even during the season where they're not as active. I've been seeing sometimes more than a dozen a day. This is their active season when it first starts getting nice and warm and the buds on the trees start opening up. It's their favorite. Kind of cool walking around in a tree farm where a machine planted everything. Okay. Ouch, let's find a way out of here. There's a lot of debris up here by the road. I'm trying to figure out where I could easily go through. There's lots of branches here, but you see what I mean in there? The branches towards the ground have died out long ago. And probably animals helped break them. But the dead branches low to the ground is why these tree farms during droughts could become a fire hazard. Old growth, it would be pruned way up high so natural fires can sweep the forest floor every couple of years. Now, forest fires are they're just about unheard of in Maine. It is supposed to be a wet, cool climate. Up here, at the very top of Maine, the average summer high temperature is 72 degrees. And that is, I believe, 19 in Celsius. A couple hours south, where I live, the average high is 76. Yeah, it doesn't usually get hot up here. You do typically get maybe 1 or 2 heat waves, but what I just said is just an average. It typically rains a lot. That's typical for up here. These type of trees here grow fast up north. Like, you can even see the sections of how much they grow a year. Many of these trees here grew about 2 feet last year. So they do have a potential of growing. Again, when they're small, they don't grow as fast. Around medium size, they take off once they're well rooted. As they get bigger, they start slowing down again. When they cut them down, they're probably 60 feet tall or so. And the balsam fir typically is pulpwood when they cut it down. Used to make paper, toilet paper, press board, even chipboard. The scrap left over is used in wood burning power plants up here. But it can also become lumber. They do sell fir tree lumber at the store, stamped with some of these very logging companies in the Home Depot, I've noticed when I've been shopping. Over here, it's a little bit of a mix, but what I was showing you in there was spruce. Much of that is going to a lumber mill. Pretty cool angle. We're really, really secluded out here. Probably to get to the nearest person, I'd have to walk or drive 50 miles, which is a logging camp. And they're not really working in this kind of weather. They gotta kind of wait for it to not be soggy. This is their slow time of year. The beginning of mud season, they were still logging, stockpiling it near the road for the trucks to pick up. But even in this swampy weather now, they don't want their heavy equipment getting stuck. So everything is basically paused until the spring thaw and mud season is over. So we gotta wait until June to see active log trucks. I love filming active log trucks, especially in the dusty summer. It'll go by and you gotta stay pulled over for like a couple minutes for the dust cloud to clear. If the air is still, if there's wind, it'll blow it off into the woods and you're good. But I remember as a little kid, I used to ride my bike from a campground down a bunch of Maine logging roads, and every time a tractor trailer, I could hear it in the distance. You could hear it minutes before it showed up. Those things are loud, especially out here where there's no noise pollution. You can hear them miles away coming. I would, with my bicycle, run up into the woods and hide because you don't want to be near that dust. If the truck sees you, they'll slow down, but a lot of times these twisty roads, they don't really get to slow down, so you got to get out of there. You're going to get dusted out. Notice here in the road, very fresh moose tracks. And you see how the rocks have gaps around them? That's because when frost freezes, it expands. And now it contracted now that it's not frozen anymore. I see deer tracks here. Definitely a couple sets of moose tracks. When we go to sleep, I'm going to put a trail camera somewhere watching my tent to see if any creatures come over tonight. Probably right here on this little tree. We're going to just face it right there because I'm curious what moose or whatever might walk by while I'm sleeping. All right, everyone. It's gonna be completely dark probably in an hour. I put a trail camera up so we can monitor animals when we're sleeping and monitor anything that could possibly walk by when we're gone. Let's drive around for maybe an hour or two. I'm not gonna film the whole thing, but if I see a moose, that'll be pretty cool to see. Let's drive around for a bit. Let's put you up in the windshield. Let's get out of here. There's actually a big loop I think we can drive completely around. Did I mention that tomorrow's gonna be like 80 degrees, but yet it's gonna be below freezing tonight? That means a warm front is gonna be coming through here very drastically, which means we're probably gonna have a severely windy night. We might be clearing trees to get out of here tomorrow. It actually stopped raining for like a 10-minute period. Now it's starting to pour again. Ouch. I must have pulled a muscle in my neck or something. I can't even turn around all the way to back up. So I'm gonna have to just spin it around here. We're not gonna take that road right there because I was down there about 2 weeks ago successfully going over part of it with extreme caution. I was driving in snow, and after 2 weeks, I am assuming the snow is gone now, at least where I want to go, but I think it probably left behind a massive mud hole, and I'm not going down there with a truck that doesn't have a winch. No way, especially with all this rain we're having right now. No way I'm doing that. So instead, we're gonna take this road, which I haven't been down yet this year. It's raining very heavily, but honestly, I don't mind driving around a few more hours to see if it stops. Even though it's dark and raining, I can still do some culvert inspections on these roads. I don't mind getting wet. I'll get out. I'll put up ribbons if I find anything bad. I haven't gone down this road right here, and I don't even know if I went down this certain one last season. It's been a while. But I know what I just turned down is like a gigantic 90-minute loop. If this goes through. If we don't come across a washout, a tree that's too big to move, or just too muddy, or who knows. Early this morning, I found a road that was still snow covered so deep we couldn't go down it. It depends. Some of these roads are still very shaded and still have a lot of snowpack on them, even a couple weeks going into May. And if the snow had just melted, it means the road's gonna be extremely soft. So if this road starts getting soft, we're gonna turn around. The rain is not what makes it soft. Melting frost is the worst kind of thing you can encounter. It's raining even more now, and we got a flood coming up. Look at this. I love driving through the floods. Oh, those beavers. No, I don't think this was the beavers, but this road is absolutely flooded. Look how far this flood goes. As long as the road doesn't feel soft, we're going through. As long as it doesn't get deep, we're going through. Just go really slowly. It's not that deep. Gotta go slow right here. There's a reason I'm going slow right here. Just in case there's a big erosion, I got my foot right on the brake, ready to slam it on. Okay, there's no erosion like I thought there could have been, but I'm trying to figure out if there's a culvert here or not. I don't think there is. It's interesting. It's one of the biggest floods I've ever seen in a road. It's just a low spot. Lots of big puddles out on this road today. We're gonna have a fun day tomorrow, flood chasing. It's gonna be sunny, but the rivers are all gonna be raging tomorrow, I can tell. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Couldn't move it, it's wedged in there in a way you just can't get it out. Yeah, it's kind of pretty here, this fork with the sunset. I want to get a still picture of that. It's kind of nice looking. I think it's kind of nice looking. I'm taking a picture of that. That's really pretty. Whoa. The road is fine, like 50 feet ahead of me. I don't know if I want to gun this or not. We're on one of those suspicious soft areas there. We don't have a winch, so should I gun it? I'm gonna try going slowly out of these ruts. Okay, I gotta figure out, well, why does the high beam keep turning on and off? Did it again. Yeah, I don't think we should take this risk today with a truck with no winch. We're out moose watching. I was gonna do some inspections on this road. That's basically what I'm doing as I'm driving, but yeah, we need to get the heck out of this. Now I'm backing into a soft spot. We're getting out of this. I'm not doing something dumb here. Not with this truck. The whole road was solid right until here. The reason it's opening up really bad right there, I gotta figure out how I just drove in here because I keep hitting soft spots, and the problem is I can't turn my neck around. And the backup camera's covered in mud. You're gonna turn around now. But the road was fine to this point. It's really soft right there because that must have been a spot where the ground was, okay, you see how it's all wet right there? It was also wet like that when it froze, which means it's solid ice that has to melt out. So those places will have mud problems a lot longer. Come out here in another month or so, even if it's pouring rain, you're not gonna have mud in the same spot because it's all gonna settle really hard, if you get what I mean. What's that? Oh, it's a bird. Yeah, it's not on, it flew away, good. It's gonna land back there again. It might be blinded by that light. We can't go super far off to the side because, okay, it ran up onto the side, it's safe. It's been raining all day. We're on a bridge right now. I can't see the water at all, but it sounds like it's gushing pretty good. Let's use the big flashlight to take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Pretty nice. Wow, it's flooding decently. Not too severe. It's barely up on the banks, but pretty cool. Looking at the river up here on a bridge. All right, we'll keep on going. We didn't see any moose, but the rain has almost stopped. All right, everyone. We made our way back a couple hours later. There's our concrete structure house for the night. figure out where we're gonna park for the night. I want to park a little bit down here. Unfortunately, there's no road. If it was summertime, I could pull off the road, but this time of year, you really risk getting stuck in the mud. I don't know if I want to walk this far in the dark, scary woods. Yeah, this is quite the walk. I don't even know when a junction's gonna come up. Guess we're parking here. I'm taking a walk up there. We got everything we need. I'm just gonna bring a water bottle with me and switch out my hoodie. There's no one around, so we're just gonna park it right here. I think this is a tractor trailer turnaround, but they're not gonna be active for quite a while. All right, we're getting prepared to go for a walk down the road. We gotta be fully ready for the night, so bringing this hoodie. It's warmer. It's gonna be a cold night. Ouch. My neck hurts a bit. Oh, I hope I sleep that off. Not sure what I did wrong today. Just need one headlamp. These things last hours and hours. Plus we got the big old light here. All right. Shut the truck off and I guess we're ready to go. This is gonna be a scary night. Look how windy it is. You can hear it. Well, I guess you can't really see it in the trees, but it's windy, I tell you. Oh, wow. I just blinded myself with this big light against the white truck. I don't know if you can hear, but I hear tree frogs in the distance. All right, here we go. Okay. Going for a walk. Those are some pretty cool rocks right there. Wow, look at those big rocks. There's enough soil on top of them that's got trees growing up top. Another one. My headlights should shut off eventually. It's gonna be scary. This wind is so powerful. But I want to leave the truck kind of far away because I've been eating a lot of things in there and I don't want a bear to go to the tent, which is very easy to get into. They wouldn't get in the truck without me waking up first, you know. Are those lights gonna shut off? They will definitely time out at some point. Look at that, there's earthworms everywhere. Wow, yeah. It's just like the video I showed a few weeks ago in my yard. There was thousands of earthworms and all the frogs, they were so excited. Oh cool, there's a pond right here. Those are spring peeper frogs you're hearing. And there's only a few, but sometimes there'll be thousands making that noise at the same time in bigger swamps. It's ear piercing when they're doing it synchronized like that. I didn't even notice this water was here. It's so close to us. I guess that'll be nice to hear all night. And yeah, There's actually no worms right here. I think the ground is still frozen at this spot because we just walked up a hill, and it might not seem like much, but elevation does play a big role. Oh, that is so cool, sleeping in the cement cube deep in the wilderness. What am I hearing? I'm paranoid when I'm out in the woods like this, all by myself in the middle of the night. And this looks like an active moose trail. Something walks here all the time. I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping it's a moose trail because they're not going to mess with you in the tent. A bear would be more likely to, you know. Something stinks. Smells like a stink bug. But we made it. Is our stuff okay? I don't know why I thought I left a tripod here. But it's okay. Okay, we don't need the big bright light. Now how are we gonna do this? I gotta take my boots off and get in here somehow. I might need both hands to... Yeah, I need both hands for this. It's weird. Since we walked here, the wind just seemed to stop. The rain also stopped. I'm kind of scared. You know, it's amazing. Me, myself included. Everyone thinks they're like suddenly safe, like a tent is a force field of some sort. Like when you're in here, you just feel suddenly like you're safe. Let's close this up. Alright, I gotta close this up. When you shut the tent, it's your little force field. The bear will not mess with you. I didn't see any mosquitoes today at all, amazingly. I saw some like a week back. So yeah, look, we got our nice little setup in here, a little blankie. We are nicely protected out of the wind. It's a little damp in here, but the bed is dry. Mostly, there's a few little spots, but that's not a big deal. Let me shut my headlamp off. There's a little pool of water in this little overhang of the tent, and my bag is sitting right in it, but it's okay. There's nothing that can't get wet in there. I have a thermometer in here somewhere I want to take a look at. It's somehow warmer in here than it is outside. I think it's just my breath. Oh, it's probably the light. This is super hot, but this shouldn't have reacted to it that fast. We haven't been in here for more than 5 minutes because this thing gets hot enough to burn you on high. On low like this, it'll run probably until morning, this low setting. I love that. All I hear is hundreds of frogs, tree frogs out there. We were supposed to hit slightly below freezing, but you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to wake up and it's going to be a lot warmer. That's my prediction, actually. I think it's going to get warmer overnight just because of how warm it's expected to be tomorrow. It's one of those weird nights when a warm front of air comes through with a lot of wind. That's how the temperature rapidly changes from a day like today that was just slightly above freezing the whole day to tomorrow feeling like summer. That happens a few times a year, and it gets super windy when the temperature changes so rapidly. All right, everyone. I'm about to try to go to sleep now. 1, 2, 3. Good night, everyone. It is about 10 p.m., and I'm going to try to sleep. Nice and tired. Ooh, I can hear water rushing in the distance. All the flood waters from it raining so much today. We're going to drive around a lot tomorrow. We should have some interesting flooding going on. I don't know why, but sometimes when it's dead silence, well, not dead silence, I hear the frogs, but I sleep better with earplugs. I don't know why. I gotta put them in. I hear something weird. It's scary. It could be something tiny, it could be something bigger. Something is crushing down grass outside. I don't know what it is, but we might find out in the morning. I'm hoping it's on the camera. Really hope it's on the trail camera. Gotta just try to go back to sleep. Just gotta put the earplugs back in. Shouldn't even have taken the earplugs out. What time is it anyways? Oh, it's not even midnight yet. Sleeping in this concrete thing is actually pretty spacious. My neck is starting to feel a little better. I'm just waiting for the sun to come up. We got 3 more hours, I think, until the sun comes up. Assuming there's no more clouds. I'm assuming there's not going to be any more clouds out there. I don't want to look. Might be able to see stars. I just don't want to go out there until the sun comes up. I kind of want to try to go back to sleep, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Okay. It's 5 in the morning, and I think we have almost 2 hours before we can even see what we're doing on the outside. You know what I forgot? I forgot something last night, and I gotta wait 2 more hours to run back to the truck because I don't want to walk around out there. I forgot my... I'm listening carefully. You never know what could be outside. I forgot water. I didn't bring water. It's okay though. It's just overnight. I got as much as I can drink as soon as I get back to the truck. I want to start a fire in here right now because I'm kind of chilly. Wait, can I? Can I? I think, do I have propane? Yes. I was thinking I didn't have propane. I got a stove in here. I just want to light it and warm it up in here a bit. We don't need the base. We're not cooking. I'm not worried about it falling over. I got a lighter in here. Let me just go ahead and set this up. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the tripod last night. Here we go. Ooh. Just on low like that. This should heat it up nicely in here. Just give it a little bit of time. Already nice heat. I'm shivering a little bit. It's not that cold out. It's not that cold out. Where's the thermometer? What did I do with the thermometer? I honestly don't know what I just did with my own thermometer. It is getting super hot in here fast. I already have to shut this off. I'm already boiling. It's only been a couple minutes. I found the moonbeam flashlight. I haven't seen that in a while. I guess it was in here from our last camping trip. I have no idea where I put the thermometer. No idea. I just looked through the bag. I don't know where I put it last night. I assumed I would have put it away. It's not in my pockets. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's 2 pockets in there. I didn't realize that. Here it is anyways. It's not really an accurate reading. I don't know what it is waking up. I just know right now it's definitely on the rise, and it's probably going to go up to like here just based on having this going for a few minutes. So it's okay though. It's okay. I'm going to emerge at sundown and we'll get an accurate reading. It's a weird night. I think the temperature's rising from last night, but we're going to stick it outside the first time I go out there, and we're going to figure this out. We can let this cool. Put that right back away. Oh yeah, we got to let that cool. The thicker parts are, yeah, really retaining heat there. Oh wow. It's 5 o'clock and the sun's already starting to come up a lot. Let's get outside and see what that thermometer says. All right, everyone, I got the boots on. Yeah, summer's definitely on the way. Wow, 5 in the morning, it's already light. Listen to all the nice, happy birds. So, yeah, the temperature did go up a bit. It's about 48 degrees outside, or 9 degrees Celsius. Temperature went up. So we never actually got below freezing. Wow, that looks beautiful. Look at the mountain. Look at the sunrise starting. That looks beautiful. Let's give it like an hour. Let's let the sun fully come up. Then we'll start setting up camp. My body just has to start getting running. I'm really chilly. All right, let's go walk and get the truck. All the frogs stopped making noise, even though it got warmer out. Oh man, in the dark, I didn't even realize there's a road right here. It's kind of overgrown, but it's solid. I could have parked here, but nope. We gotta walk 10 minutes. At least I can get my blood pumping as we take a long walk. Way down here. Can't even see the truck. It's pretty far down there. At least we get to listen to the beautiful happy birds. I guess you don't notice as much at night like this. There was another spot here to turn around also in the other direction. The sky's getting nice and pretty. We're gonna go for a drive. Gonna have breakfast, wake up. Sometimes out in the wilderness it'll be fun to take these natural trails. You see right in front of us, there's a clearing right there. It's heavily worn down coming up to the road. That's a moose trail. Moose are big animals and they chew as they eat. They trim the trails for you and flatten them out for you at the same time. We're just exploring what's deeper down this road now. The dominant road completely turns off now. Cool, everyone. Look at this. We have a metal grate bridge right here. I bet it's gonna sound cool driving over. Nah, I guess it was all one section. I want to get out for a moment and have a look at the floodwaters. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, the river underneath it is still flowing pretty heavily. Pretty cool. Look at all those river suds. It's good to see that good flow down there. And all back up in here is all flooded too. It's coming into like a bottleneck. Look at all that steam the truck's making. We're having breakfast now. And my neck kind of stopped hurting overnight, which is good. The sunrise is starting to get really, really pretty. Wow, only a 20-minute drive down the road. What a difference it made. Look at that, it's only 34 degrees outside, or 1 degree Celsius. And we've had to turn around because the road's getting too soft and snow covered. All it took was 20 minutes of driving for the road to just go to garbage as we quickly climbed in elevation. All right, everyone, right now we're pulling into a gravel pit. The gravel they're getting out of here naturally is really, really good quality. Usually when they create a pit, they just get shale rock. So that's probably why it's such a big pit. They're taking as much as they can get out of it since it's much higher quality. Let's get out for a minute. I always love climbing to the top of these mountains. Yeah, that looks really, really good, that gravel. It looks like what's about to be used in blacktop. But they're using it out here on these roads, and it's, see, good quality. Look at all the moose tracks. And you would think to get this good quality stuff here, you'd have to grind it through a machine, but they're just pulling it out of the mountain. They're definitely sifting this stuff out, separating it. Look, there's no shale rock. It's all round like river rock. Good stuff, it doesn't pop tires. This bigger stuff is what they put down over the mud, and then they put that over this to smooth everything out. But it's interesting, they're literally just scooping it out of the hill. It's in really, really good shape. See, this is a lot better than shale rock for making roads with. I wonder if we can climb up it or not. If it's too steep, I think I can easily get up right here. Over there, I wouldn't want to attempt. Look at the top right there, it's like an overhang. You don't want that to suddenly create a landslide. And there's a random brand new coupling for a culvert. And just look how thin this is. And people wonder why plastic pipes fail so easily. All right, we're making our way up. Ooh, we're gonna get to see the beautiful sun when we get to the top. All right, it's not as steep as I thought. If this was dry, it would probably be harder to get up. It's a nice rock. Hey, what's up here? I hear a lot of water. Yeah, there's a river down there. You can barely see it, but I can sure hear it. It's loud. Look at this giant crater that they've been excavating to get gravel out. Beautiful out here. Yeah, this is where we got to go back down. Over there, that's literally just a flat wall at the top. Yeah, I'm not going any further. This has actually nothing underneath it. They're gonna run out pretty soon. They're almost to another sharp hill. All right, time to go back down. What do you think? Was this, I think we just climbed about 50, 60 feet. Going down is a little more scary. Just keep your feet sideways, that's the way to do it. So many beautiful rocks. All kinds of really, really cool rocks for like rock tumbling or something. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of these red ones. Really, really nice. Is this that one I thought was cool on the way up? Yep, I'm taking that one. I'm gonna have to poke around for a little bit and look at some of these really pretty ones. We're back and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Look at that, the sun is peeking across the road. Time to clean up camp. All right, we're gonna clean up camp now. All right, now I gotta take my boots back off and go in there. I have to deflate and roll up the mattress. Very simple thing to put away. The tent's a bit wet. I'm gonna probably let it air out. Eventually when I get home, I'll set it back up inside the house. And I should vacuum the inside. There's a lot of dirt starting to build up in here despite me taking my shoes on and off. It always takes a lot of time to get the air out of this tent. That's why I like it in cold weather. It's very tight stitched. But when I get home, it just needs to be washed. Right now, I'm having to roll it up with all the grit of the concrete and stuff all over it. Alrighty, we're all set. It's only 5 after 6 and we're already cleaned up. So this is where I usually sleep, in the back seat. See, I got this is a full-size mattress. In my truck, I deleted the seat. So you don't have this wasting this foot of space here. You also don't have where the foot room is. It's all platform for sleeping with a bunch of room underneath. See, again, the seat takes up a lot of space if you don't remove the whole thing and make a bed. I'm gonna pour a little bit more fuel in so we can start our day with a full tank. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. Trail camera. We got to see if there's anything on there. See if anything actually got captured last night. All right, let's see. Let's look at the footage. Oh man, it's just footage of me. It's just footage of me every single time. We didn't get anything. But at least it was here in case. But remember, like I always say, if you have a camera, nothing exciting is gonna happen. If that camera wasn't there, a bear would have ripped into the tent last night. It's just the way the world works. Alright everyone, I hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Alright everyone, I just had to add to this video to show you, look, there's thin ice here. There's ice on the top of this puddle. So yeah, definitely some areas got below freezing like the forecast said. Where the tent was, definitely did not hit freezing because the puddles, none of them froze over. And the thermometer, I don't think it was actually as warm as I was showing you in the morning. I think it was kind of just because it was in the concrete structure with me. We got close to freezing, but not quite. This area here was below freezing. Now it's no longer. It's getting warm out, but I just wanted to show some areas did. And right now we're out looking for floods. We already found something pretty cool.